I'm Heather Maxwell's Music Time in Africa, and our next guest has just popped in the studio. Hi, Oran.
Hey.
How are you?
Great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, so normally, we have African musical guests on the show, but you're different. You're an American, born in Israel.
Born in Israel, exactly.
But have grown up in New York City.
Yeah, I moved to Boston when I was 4, and then I moved to New York in 2002.
Oh, okay, so Boston, New York. And you're a clarinetist, and you work and continue to work with African musicians. So my first question for you is, what draws you to Africa?
Oh, well, for me, the music feels so like home to me. I mean, first of all, I grew up playing jazz in here when I moved to America, and when I started playing African music, I was 19 years old. I went to Mali and spent a lot of time there and working with them, and it feels so familiar to me. All the roots of American music are in Africa.
You went to Mali when you were 19?
Yeah, yep. I went with Joe Kamara. He's a great percussionist who lives in Boston. He took me there, and I lived with his family and played with Toumani Jabate and Habib Koité and stuff there.
All the greats.
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to this live recording that you did then in 2009. And this one is Gratitude. I'm obsessed
exactly.
with this song. This is a live studio recording of Gratitude. And then we'll talk about it a little bit during the song.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's take a listen. Okay, so Kwame, this is pretty awesome, isn't it?
I felt that.
And this is a live recording. That's the beauty of jazz, partly, is some of the best recordings are live.
Yeah, exactly.
So who all is on this recording?
So it's Lionel Lueke, who's a good friend of mine, and we've been playing together since 2002.
And he's playing guitar, like it sounds like a kamelengoni.
Yeah. He's putting some paper inside his guitar to give it that buzz.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a new
yeah.
one.
And so he's from Benin, and he's very inspired by the traditional instruments.
And it almost sounds like you guys did a lot of experimentation with sound, because the clarinets over Malian music, you don't hear it often. So what came into your head to go that, take that route?
Yeah, I feel in a way I'm lucky that there is not much clarinet or wind instruments in that. So if I were playing guitar, I'd have so much to draw on.
Yes.
But as a clarinet, I don't. So what ends up happening is, at first I was working a lot with Joe Kamara, the djembe player, and so I started trying to play like a djembe rhythmically. And then I was playing with Bala Tunkara, a great kora player, and then I started playing like a kora player. And then I was trying to emulate the sound of the griot singing. So through the clarinet, I get to experiment by emulating all these different sounds, and then what ends up happening is I develop my own sound. Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah.
Let's listen some more. Who's on bass?
Joe Sanders.
Joe Sanders.
Yeah, he's a great bass player.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe Sanders.
And what is the composition?
So this is a tune I wrote called Gratitude, which for me is the most fundamental emotion. If you have gratitude, that sets you straight for life, I think.
That's fantastic. So for you listeners that don't know Oran, most of you probably don't forget his name. It's Oranetkin, right?
Exactly. that clarinet.